Cindy from Cindy's Art, and it's so good to be with you here today. I actually have had bronchitis, fighting to not get pneumonia, and so I have been missing in action. But I thought what I would do is just take a few minutes with you today. And I want to share with you just a few things. One of them is some new supplies that I have, some of my favorite supplies, and some tricks and stuff. So I want to start first thing with um, if you're starting off with into watercolor, one of the brushes that I would recommend is this Golden Natural, and it's called the Silver brand. And I usually will pick up a couple flats or angles and some round brushes and little tiny ones. Let me tell you why. I have a lot of these guys, but the price is so phenomenal. I mean, look at that. It's ridiculous. Um, anyway, this brand, for starting off, it was very affordable. And where you want to get these from is called The Brush Guys, thebrushguys.com. This is a standard brush that they carry, and they're excellent. It holds enough water, enough paint, and it's not too rigid. It's soft, not too soft. But I do find that even if I'm just sketching in my sketchbooks, I'll show you my sketchbooks in a few minutes. But even if I am just sketching, or if I'm working on some details with my nicer paintings, I will pick these up regularly. And what I like about them is the price point is amazing. So if you're starting off, I highly recommend starting off with these brushes. I have probably about six sets of watercolor brushes right now, and it's ridiculous. But listen, the way I paid for these brushes is I sold my paintings and then I reinvested my supplies by replenishing and getting myself more brushes. So the next brush set that I would recommend is this is called Silver by Black Velvet, or excuse me, it's Silver brand Black Velvet. So the first one that I showed you is a Silver brand. It's called the Golden Natural, but those are harder to find. And the Brush Guys at thebrushguys.com is the place that I go to get to them. Cheap Joe's. I know there's Jerry's Artorama, and there's other places out there you could buy these, but this one is called Silver brand Black Velvet series. And I picked up just basic 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, or 1 1/2 inch flats, some rounds, different rounds. I would suggest going like a 14, a 10, an 8, a 6 of these different rounds. And then I have some other ones. These are called like liners. If they're long like this, this is how I perk my brushes back, is putting a little bit of spit on it. That might drive people nuts, but this, for example, is a script brush, and these are very soft. They hold a lot of water. They have a beautiful shape to them, but these ones are a little looser feeling than the last one I just showed. Up 2 quills. I like quills just because of their softness. They hold a lot of water, a lot of paint, so I can paint for a long time, and this thing will remain loaded. But the shape of it and even the point on the tip of it, these are the only quills that I have at this point. Maybe at some point I'll add some others in, but I really like them. So in that same series, I went ahead and picked up some other brushes. Again, I went to cheapjoes.com. I watch for sales, and that's when I will pick up some of my supplies. And then I always try to sell my paintings. All of the paintings you see online, those are for sale. But I try to use that money to reinvest in this. So I did that while I could build my skills. So another item that I'm going to show you, I want to show you my latest brushes. I went ahead and picked up, these ones are Escodas. Escoda Versatile Barcelona. And they have short, I don't have my short one with me. They have these brushes in a very short size or a long size. The long size was on sale, and I really like it because if I want to learn to paint looser when I'm painting, we paint detail, we go way up there at the tip. It's like, no, put your paintbrush out there and then use it. And you'll actually force yourself to paint looser if you take it back. Now, that's important for me because I paint with a lot of detail. My tendency and my nature is to paint with a lot of detail, and I don't want to be doing that all the time. So one of the papers that I use often is Arches. This is cold press. This is the green, and the pink is hot press. And then there's an orange label, and that one is called rough. So it's a lot thicker. So I use Arches, and I am trying other companies out. I don't have anything new to report to you on that right now. But Arches, I will purchase on sale. I watch Amazon, and I also watch Cheap Joe's. Cheap Joe's, I'm just happy with because they're always providing me a sale, a discount, some kind of deal. The other thing I use is washi tape, and this is all down in the description. Washi tape I use to tape the outside ridge of a painting. And I don't necessarily tape these onto a board. I will just put the tape on, and then I will paint my picture and then take it off. I think I held that up to you. There you go. That's upside right. So I will do that to create a natural border around a picture. This one, for example, I had washi tape on it, and I painted a picture on it, and then I peel it off. I like it. It works well. There are cheaper brands that are out there, and they don't stay on the paper really well. So when you're painting and water gets on your paper, it will seep into where the tape is. It'll go into the edges of this, and it'll cause it to lift. Where washi tape, this is a washi tape, it stays really good on my paper. I prefer to tape it. There's times you'll see me not tape it. I prefer to tape it because it provides a framing element. I could take a picture, I could frame it, and I'm not losing part of the picture because I painted within that side. I've painted pictures without that, and I've taken my paintings right to the edge. Hello, what are you going to do with that? I'm not able to put it in a picture frame. I'd have to put it in a floating frame. It doesn't work well. So I just want to show you, I am trying some new paints and new techniques. I purchased some Daniel Smith paintings, and Daniel Smith is a painting. I just got to tell you, it texturizes wonderfully. I'm looking to see if I don't have it right in front of me, but it granulates. When you have watercolor paint, you're going to have different brands and different types. I started off with Holbein paint. That's listed in my description. Holbein, I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad that I started off in it. If I was going to recommend something that might be a little bit cheaper than that, I would look at Aquarelle, or it's called Senellier. And Senellier makes their paints with honey, and the cost is a little tiny bit less than Holbein. I'm thrilled with Holbein. I was happy to do that. But I had to watch other artists and what colors they bought. Hello, I'm an artist. I love colors. And so one of the ways that I would buy my paints is look at what I wanted to paint. Okay, I need this blue, I need this green, I need this orange, versus me necessarily starting off and knowing everything about mixing paint. I did a lot of oil color paintings and acrylic paintings in the past. And about 10 years ago, I started touching watercolor paints. I got into it heavily about 5 years ago. Started publishing videos 3 years ago. So, but when I got into it, watercolor was foreign to me. I had never tried it before, and I really love it. But what I'm finding about watercolor paints is now that I've used a lot of different colors, my first set was a Holbein 72 set. So I could try different colors that Holbein offered and find out what I really liked. That was worth it. I really enjoyed it. And I bought mine on sale at Amazon. And I know that Cheap Joe's carries it too. Cheap Joe's always offers discounts, so I would recommend trying them. Well, Daniel Smith, this is a painting with Daniel Smith. And I don't know if I can get it close enough, but if I wanted you to focus in this area. You're going to see a lot of granulation or texture right in there. You're going to see texture. And what happens is the way that they make the paint when you're painting it and you've got water mixed with your paint, as it dries, it's going to separate out a little bit. That's a little bit of the paint pigment settling into the texture of the paper. It is beautiful. One second. I'm just going to see. I've got to show you this. So here is me practicing with some of my Daniel Smith paint. I only have a few colors on here. A yellow, I had a blue, and then I mixed those two together to create the green. I had neutral or a Van Dyke. That looks like a lunar black. And I'm just sketching and creating something just very simple. I'm letting my paint drip in. And why? Because I want to see how the paint interacts with the paper. So you're going to see Daniel Smith pop up on some of my paintings. And that's because I saved up enough from selling my paintings, guys, where I could buy a bunch of Daniel Smiths. Here's another one where you could see this beautiful texture. And usually your earth tone colors are the ones that are going to granulate more than others. And there's additives that you can use in and mix in with your paints. I'm not going to cover that today. Shift into some of the pictures and lessons you're going to find on my YouTube channel right now. Like I said, I was missing for quite a bit. After Thanksgiving, I got bronchitis, colds, and you know how it is. It's hitting everybody out there. So I've been off, and I'm so sorry. And you guys are so kind and so thankful because you've been checking out my channel even while I've been sick. So I just finished this watercolor lesson. Quick, simple, easy. During the holidays, oh my gosh, I love my time with my family. But I'm half extrovert, half introvert. I need my downtime. So I will get my paints out and I will paint inside my office here and take time for it. I have a skating one that's coming up. Again, just simple. And I was trying to think of things that we could do that might make cute Christmas cards. Well, I'm a little after the fact on that one, but whatever. You know, we get sick sometimes we have to deal with it. The Santa bag. This is a fun lesson. I did not put a ton of layers of paint in here. All I did was show what you could do if you focus on light, focus on dark, and just simply sketch that painting out and just put it together. Just something super simple. I just finished this one. I'm just testing out some of my Daniel Smith's paints, and I'm sketching. This to me is a sketch because I'm asking myself, do I want to paint this larger? I need paintings for my house, and this might be something I want, but I might wind up playlists. And one of my playlists happens to be old Christmas. I think this one goes this way. Are just some old Christmas paintings that I did, and these ones turned out to be great for me to make 4x6 cards. I could put the original on a watercolor card, or I take a photo of this and then I size it up how I want and I print it off. Costco is one of my places where I print for Christmas cards and for other cards throughout the year. So sometimes they're very simple, and maybe I'll have a Merry Christmas that if I put it into digital, I will go ahead and I'll add some messages on it. Again, just another simple 4x6. This is practically a sketch. It's very loose. I tend to go towards detail. So I'm having fun playing. You've got to make sure you play, have fun with it, try your different colors out. And I'm trying different reds out to see which ones I love. So I created these. These are all on my channel. This one has a little bit of masking technique. Masking is masking fluid. This is masking fluid in one of my needle nose jars. And I will use that. Plus, there's times, guys, I'll put a tiny bit of masking fluid on my palette, and then I'll dip a stick in, and I will sketch in what I need to block out. Masking fluid you use to protect lines that you don't want painted on. and then you let the masking fluid dry. You paint your picture, and then I use a eraser, a rubber cement eraser, and I'll rub it on that, and the masking fluid comes right off. It's a great way to paint. Another lesson that you'll see on there is just another simple sketch. That's about one layer of paint. You don't have to put a whole lot into it, and just have some fun. I have some other Christmas. Yes, I'm a Christian. I have some other Christmas simple paintings. I can't say that I love how this turned out, but I will still put it on there as a lesson. I had fun painting the ornament. I would change some of the green. The stuff's not perfect always, but I had fun. This one was a lot of fun. I have to look at it. Yeah, it's this way. This was a lot of fun. I used some masking fluid to block out where I wanted the snow. And then I just painted the green and the background. And in my videos, you'll see me talk. I say, look for the purple, look for the blue. Snow is not white. I can leave some white. I chose to leave white for the snowflakes. And then up here, I actually used some salt. And I use that salt to dry, and it creates a texture on the painting. So you'll find that in there too. Another one I have is just a few other miscellaneous. This one goes this way. I created this one in a set. I created longer ones, and I use those as bookmarks, and I created this one as just a quick little video. This is on here. It's very simple. You could do this painting in maybe one go through, one layer of paint. I did two because I wanted to add in a little bit more of my horizon blue in there, and then my purples. And I have a tiny bit of neutral mixed in with my purple. I wanted to show that off, and I wanted to make this stand out. But this painting I really enjoyed because the yellow was very vibrant. I used a Aurelion for that. I went into a permanent yellow, orange, and then I also have a tiny bit of opera, which is a very bright pink. So this is a lot of fun. It had a little tiny bit of violet over there, just some really nice fun colors. So I'm about done. I wanted to show you some extra lessons that are on there. This one is not on there yet. Yeah, this one. This one's not on there yet. I might put it up. We're past the season, but I love teal, and that works for my house. I did this rock painting, and you have not seen this yet. This is coming. I did it in two versions, a larger version and a small version. I still have the cafe coming, and some of these are very simple. And in the paintings, what I'm going to do is just show you how to blend your colors, not with mixing them on your palette, but putting colors on the painting and letting them blend themselves. This one you actually have on there. You want something for spring, go ahead and jump into this one already. That one's a fun one. This one is probably 2 years old. I'm going to redo this one. I really enjoyed it, and I want something for my house, and I'm going to redo that one. This one, this loose bird, I believe is on there. If it's not, it will be. Okay, this one, I got exciting news. This loose bird painting, this is me practicing loose. And I looked at a lot of other artists' ideas in order for me to figure out how in the world am I going to choose to paint loose. I don't know how to put it, but I see things, and when I see them, I try them out, and I can tend to do them. This guy is going to be featured in Cheap Joe's magazine for 2023. I was so surprised. They have an entry, something you can enter in every year, and you can, they will pick some of their artists, some of their shoppers' work, and mine got picked. I was blown away. I put in a couple paintings. I did the windmill, one version. Look at, I did the windmill on this side. This was just an easy, simple one. This one was with more detail. And this shows you a great idea. You can paint on both sides of the paper. Arch's watercolor paper is good enough where I could paint on one, and I thought, I'm going to do this in two versions. And this one, this is a fun one. I actually did this lesson, and then I didn't put this up, but I started off with these flower bookmarks. I didn't fall in love with it, so I flipped it over, taped it off, and these are bookmarks. I'm actually going to use those. So the last thing I want to tell you, I ventured up. I am trying to do a larger piece of art, and this is from a photo. This is from a shop down in Columbus, Ohio, and that's family that's standing in there. But I'm trying to go large, so we'll see how that works. I'm working on this painting. I don't know. I could be halfway done. I feel good about the windows. I feel good about that. The bottles are coming along, and then I want to do a little bit more texture at the bottom. So I'm hoping I can share those with you in the future. But I would love to see what you're painting. One of the ways you could do that is you can join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Oh my gosh, show me what you're painting. And I absolutely love when you guys send me your questions on my videos, and I will take those questions and I will reply back by providing you videos that will feature that. How do you do dry brushing? What about that crayon? I didn't know if that was going to be easy or hard. I will demonstrate the crayon again for you. The dry brushing technique I use, it's taking a brush that's got just a little water. It's got some paint on it. And I am not using the point of it on a picture, but I'm actually using it to scrape along, and it creates texture. That's how I got the texture on this rock towards the end was by drop brushing. You can hear that scratching noise. So how do you do that? What's that look like? And I'll be creating videos along with the questions that you gave. Thank you for joining me. I am still not over this cold bronchitis, whatever it is, and I'm working hard to do that. But I just wanted to get on here today. This is my first live stream. I don't know how this will do, how it came across, and give me some comments on it. I'm sure I'll add a little bit more professional features in the next time, but I had to get on here. I just had to share just a few things with you, and I'm looking forward to 2023 with you. We'll see you next time.